Imagine the twilight of an era. The world, still recovering from the ashes of World War II, turned its eyes to the future, and that future had a metallic sheen and a different roar. That of jet fighters. Fast, efficient, symbols of a new technological order. Propaganda, newspapers, and the military mindset itself seemed to agree on a single inevitable conclusion. Propeller-driven aircraft were doomed to oblivion. They were relics, vestiges of a rapidly fading past. But in this whirlwind of innovation, where speed and altitude dictated the new rules of aerial combat, an unlikely creature emerged. A robust machine, forged of aluminum, propelled by a propeller of monumental proportions. It seemed out of place in time, a dinosaur that refused to become extinct. Yet, defying all expectations, this flying dinosaur not only survived the technological onslaught, but became an irreplaceable asset in some of the most brutal conflicts to come. Its name would echo across the battlefields, a mixture of fear and admiration, the Douglas A-1 Skyraider. Today, we'll uncover the reasons why this propeller-driven beast has clung to existence with such tenacity, proving that, for certain missions, no modern jet can truly replace it. In 1945, the world celebrated the end of World War II. Europe and the Pacific had witnessed the collapse of the Axis powers, and a new technological era was dawning with the emergence of jet fighters. These fast, elegant machines dominated aerial demonstrations and captured the popular imagination, seemingly relegating propeller-driven aircraft to museum pieces. In this transitional climate, the Douglas Aircraft Company, driven by the optimism of victory, conceived an aircraft that defied trends. Dubbed the A-1 Skyraider, it was not a fast interceptor, but rather a rugged and resilient strike platform designed for ground combat. Its mission was to be relentless, capable of withstanding enemy fire and carrying a devastating payload. While pioneering jet fighters relied on pure speed and high-altitude flight, the Skyraider embraced a different, almost primitive yet proven philosophy: brute force, extended range, and unwavering endurance. Its beating heart was the Wright R3350 radial engine, an 18-cylinder behemoth that, with a deafening roar, delivered nearly 3,000 horsepower. This colossal force translated into a remarkable payload. The Skyraider could carry up to 3.6 tons of ordnance, a capacity comparable to that of some World War II bombers, but concentrated in a single attack aircraft. It was, in essence, as if a combat tractor had learned to fly. But in an era that celebrated supersonic speed and the future of jets, what would be the role of a flying tractor? The answer would come, relentless and surprising, on the battlefields that would follow. The true calling of the A-1 Skyraider was revealed with the outbreak of the Korean War in the early 1950s. The United States, confident in its cutting-edge arsenal, dispatched its most modern jet fighters to the theater of operations. However, the harsh realities of the battlefield soon imposed their limits. The jets, with their dizzying speed, proved inadequate for the crucial close air support, or CAS, of ground troops. They were too fast to maneuver effectively over enemy lines. Their radio ranges were limited, and their dwell time over targets was critically short. In many instances, the aid they were supposed to bring arrived too late, or simply didn't arrive at all. It was in this tactical vacuum that the Skyraider found its place. Slow, undeniably, but this controlled slowness was exactly what the desperate soldiers on the ground needed. The Skyraider could glide low, at a pace that allowed it to observe, identify, and attack targets with pinpoint precision. It could circle patiently over the front lines, waiting for the exact moment to unleash its devastating attack with bombs, rockets, or napalm. And, crucially, it could remain airborne for hours, a tireless watchman over the battlefield, ensuring that air cover was always present. The accounts of Korean fighters are unanimous. The Skyraider was seen not as a Cold War machine, but as a guardian angel. In that scenario of uncertainty and imminent danger, the distinctive sound of its propeller tearing through the air was a harbinger of destruction for the enemy, and for allies on the ground, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. The flying tractor not only found its place, it became indispensable. If the Korean War was the stage where the A-1 Skyraider proved its invaluable worth, it was in the green and unforgiving hell of Vietnam that this machine forged a legendary reputation, seared into the souls of generations of pilots and soldiers. While modern jet fighters of the time, such as the iconic F-4 Phantom, streaked across the skies at supersonic speeds, defying the limits of physics, the Skyraider, already a war veteran, was called upon for the riskiest and most crucial missions. These were tasks that required a unique combination of precision, endurance, and courage, missions that no other aircraft would dare or could accomplish. Its most celebrated and perhaps most heroic role was rescuing pilots downed in enemy territory. Imagine the scene: an American pilot, his aircraft ablaze and in freefall, ejected into the dense hostile jungle, surrounded by enemy forces ready to capture or eliminate him. Slow and vulnerable rescue helicopters attempted to approach, but quickly became easy targets for the relentless hail of enemy machine gun fire and rocket launchers. It was in this desperate moment, when hope faded, that the Skyraider sprang into action, a ray of hope amidst the chaos. Flying low, barely skimming the dense jungle canopy, the Skyraider began its deadly dance. Its imposing presence and the unmistakable sound of its propellers announced the arrival of support. To disperse the enemy and clear a path, it dropped cluster bombs, spreading destruction and panic. Its heavy machine guns fired precise bursts, creating a precarious but vital safety zone so that the rescue helicopters could close in and perform the rescue. It was a spectacle of courage and aerial fury, a demonstration of what a robust machine and a determined crew could achieve against all odds. From these dangerous missions, where the life of one downed pilot depended on the audacity of another, a new nickname was born, loaded with meaning and respect: Sandy, the tireless guardian of air rescue operations. Skyraider pilots became synonymous with unquestionable bravery. They circled for long periods over high-risk areas, absorbing anti-aircraft and small arms fire, facing danger head-on with a single noble goal: to ensure that their downed comrades, lost in hostile territory, returned home alive. It was a commitment that transcended mere machinery and was rooted in the essence of military duty, camaraderie, and the determination to never leave a man behind. What truly set the Skyraider apart and made it irreplaceable in certain critical situations was its extreme endurance and robustness, characteristics no jet of its time could even dream of matching. It wasn't just an aircraft, it was a flying tank, built to withstand the unbearable. It was not uncommon for Skyraiders to return from combat missions riddled with bullet holes, with significant chunks of fuselage ripped off, with failing engines, or with vital systems damaged. Yet even in these dire conditions, the skill and tenacity of its pilots, combined with the aircraft's robust engineering, allowed them to miraculously land safely. Its structure, designed to withstand the harshest flight and combat conditions, its mechanical simplicity, which allowed rudimentary and rapid field repairs by maintenance crews with limited resources, and its remarkable ability to continue flying even when severely damaged, cemented its legend among the pilots who trusted it with their lives. While ultra-modern jet fighters, with all their cutting-edge technology, required pristine landing strips, complex support systems, and constant, highly specialized maintenance, the Skyraider was capable of taking off from improvised dirt runways and continuing to operate in precarious conditions where infrastructure was either non-existent or completely destroyed by the war. It was the perfect tool for less developed theaters of war, where reliability, the ability to operate with minimal support, and resilience in the face of adversity trumped technological brilliance and speed. It was the ideal machine to take the war where the war really happened, without frills or demands. The Douglas A-1 Skyraider presented itself as a living paradox at the heart of the jet age, a direct challenge to the prevailing belief that speed and cutting-edge technology were the only paths to military superiority. It proved unequivocally and overwhelmingly that speed is not the only, nor always the most important metric of combat superiority. While the world marveled and fascinated by the promise of supersonic flight and the aerodynamic elegance of the new jet fighters, it was this rugged, propeller-driven monster, a technological relic to many, that accomplished the most arduous and critical tasks. These missions required infinite patience, surgical precision in attack, and a stamina that jets, no matter how fast, simply could not match. It offered the airtime, payload capacity, and durability that were essential for success in specific scenarios. In the heat of real battle, the most advanced technology is not always the most effective or the one that truly saves lives. In many scenarios, the proven reliability, operational simplicity, and adaptability of a tried-and-true machine proved superior. The Skyraider became an uncomfortable but vital reminder to those blinded by the glitz and promise of technological progress. Sometimes the tried-and-true path, the old way, is indeed the best way. It is the assurance that the mission will be accomplished, regardless of adversity, technological flaws, or unfavorable battlefield conditions. It represented certainty in a world of uncertainty. Even after its official retirement from the ranks of the United States Navy and Air Force, the A-1 Skyraider continued to serve with other nations, proving its longevity and invaluable value. It left an indelible mark on the concept of close air support, directly influencing the development of iconic aircraft that would come later, such as the A-10 Thunderbolt II, another legendary machine distinguished by its raw power and relentless proximity to the battlefield. Today, the Skyraider is revered as one of the most enduring, reliable, and feared fighter aircraft of the Cold War. Its history transcends mere technical specifications. It speaks of resilience, adaptation, and a deep understanding of the real needs of combat. And the great lesson it left us, a truth that resonates to this day, is clear and powerful. It is not speed that defines superiority in combat, but rather the unwavering ability to accomplish the mission to the end. The A-1 Skyraider was, and for many will always be, the beast propeller that no jet has ever truly replaced.